Verse of Judgment, if the Holy Nova goes down, you can ignore both of those. If Cloud9 has to take something like the Glaive, it was really Glaive or like maybe Rona, but I don't think that would have been a very smart pick.
Glaive makes the most sense. He has the afterburn.
And the source, we were talking about Adagio during the draft here. Adagio plus the Grace and the Glaive. What can we expect?
Massive amount of healing, and I really hope that Von C builds a Poison Shiv, because otherwise they are just never going to be able to finish off a target. C9 open up with aggressive counter jungling, but TSM with something interesting. They've sent Celeste. Best Chuck NA has gone in and stolen the back camp and gave Vizzle knows.
He's like, something's not right here. Something's not right with the world. Now Best Chuck gonna realize I've gone too far. So he goes down. So he gets the backs, but he pays for it with the first blood going to C9.
But like that's not even just a I have a feeling. Gabe Vizzle knew. He used the one flare that he had to find him. He just like, nah, I know exactly what's going on here. And so C9 pick up the first blood. They're gonna be able to let Old School pressure up. Already level 2 is gonna have great sustain within the lane. Should be able to very much handle Best Chuck NA for a while, and already the invasion.
Von C pops the healing flask. He's getting taken down. Joseph, one more attack. Should find the kill. It actually goes to Gabe. Flash, his own healing flask. One more attack. He'll go down. He's able to regen up enough. Old School wanted to find that kill. Cloud9 come out swinging.
Yep, and a little bit extra during They're not going to stick around. They feel confident in what they've already accomplished. 2 kills, up 700 gold. Isn't insurmountable, but this is how last game started. And last game, TSM looked caged, as you said. Von C was caged. He couldn't do anything. He felt suppressed. He was completely boxed out of being able to make plays. And looks like C9 are looking for the same strategy.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and you know, you were talking about also with these kind of healing comps, like you reach a point kind of no return, where like up to that point you can burst through the healing, but once the healing comps get to that point where there's so much that you can't get through, it's very overwhelming. I mean, is that kind of how you see it playing out here?
Yeah. Well, so there's a couple of moments where this takes effect. Once Best Chuck NA manages to get the clockwork, the timing, the interval in which there's a lull in damage will shift, because there's just a lot of initial damage that will come out from Von C, and just the aggression isn't going to stop.
Oh, the Holy Nova. Bad place to be, Flash. He's going to go down. Joseph just takes him down with one nice big attack here. And it's going to be Old School drops down with Joseph to take this Elder Chan. We'll see. He probably goes actually over to Old School. He could use a little regen there. Why not? Hits a level 4 off that as well. Joseph will take the fronts away. Cloud9 are in complete control.
Yeah, and so the way that this healing strategy essentially works is you've got sort of this double healing, double support-ish situation because of Old School on the Adagio. Eventually, the healing will more or less be kind of continuous. It's pretty bursty with these two, but the healing's going to be there. Eventually, Flash X will have used most of his abilities, pretty much all of his activates. Best Chuck NA will have burned the Solar Storm. If they've killed somebody by that time, the healing will slowly overtake them, which is why I really want to see Von C build that Poison Shift, because if he's applying Mortal Wound stacks to multiple targets, he's going to cut through what Adagio does in terms of self-sustain. That can also bait Adagio into bad positioning. If Von C is able to get on him in the back line, he could easily get isolated and 1v1'd by that Black Feather, because a weapon powered Black Feather can do lots of damage and is very sticky, is difficult to peel away. And if Gabe Vizzle and I Love Joseph are diving deep into the back line to put that pressure onto Best Chuck NA, they could leave Old School all alone.
I think that's a smart win condition, the way you highlight it there. Oh, Von C afterburned down into the item shop. They tried to put him into the shop. Benediction there, Gabe Vizzle moving forward. Von C, the healing flash might have bought enough time. The on-point connects here. Flash is dropped down, finds the stun onto Gabe Vizzle, and with that, do you imagine the C9 moves out? No! Old School's here! Flash is in charge. Oh! What?
What was that damage?
Yo!
That was massive!
I don't know. Have they reached that point of no return?
No, that wasn't a matter of healing. That was just a matter of good early positioning and just the way C9 is approaching this matchup. They know they can't let TSM find a good start, so they're playing with this super hyper aggression. So much damage on Von C.
Joseph has been unleashed in the way that Von C wishes he could be. Gabe Vizzle moves in. Benediction. Holy Nova catches Flash. They've got Von C and Flash X taking 2 6-0 5 minutes in here. It's Worlds all over!
This is the Unified Live Champion showing their stuff. Old School is pretty much dishing out as much damage as you could expect out of an Adagio, but what's impressive is the way that Gabe Vizzle and Vainglory are moving throughout this jungle. They're moving as a pair. We could easily expect that. The jungle gold is now there, that moving two people around the map continuously is going to yield you the highest returns. But what they're doing, and what's so impressive, is they're waiting for the moment that they see Gabe Vizzle near the lane. They're then timing. Okay, this is a Catherine. She's only got level 1 boots. She can only move so fast. We know we can go in here and put pressure on Vainglory, and they're finding him repeatedly. They catch him at the shop. They catch him at his treant. They catch him at his bat camp. They are just slowly oppressing Vainglory's just ability to move around the map. And when you can't safely move in and out of bushes on your side of the map, what is your pathing? Are you going to go around the backside of your treant every time you want to get to the lane? No, you're going to have to move through those dangerous spaces.
Dangerous spaces indeed. They could use some safe spaces. Flash moving in, trying to make something happen. He's not level 6, didn't have the nice blast trimmer to drop there for a juicy steal. And honestly, playing against, when Old School's like trading even, typically his Adagio is super strong. Now he's playing from ahead. Things are just incredibly scary.
The saving grace for TSM is the fact that Vainglory8 is pretty much in line with Old School. He's not sitting on an extra crystal infusion, but he is a little bit higher in terms of damage. Old School has opted to put 700 gold into getting a reflex block that'll help keep him safe from some of the crowd control, but it does mean that they still have some damage on their side. The question is whether or not Vainglory feels comfortable walking into those places and getting in engagements that close. They do bait out a Divine Intervention, so there is a gap in the sustain coming out from the side of C9, and maybe TSM can find an opportunity.
That's a gap in the sustain of C9, but that's like one scale of armor being removed from a dragon. You're like, okay, hit the arrow right there, bud. Well, C9, you're in a good place. The turret's down low. Vainglory's here, on point. They get the healing coming out here. A nice blast trimmer. Let's see if they can follow up. Vainglory's on to Gabe, but Gabe's not the target they want. And with the Old School right behind him, he could have healed him up, bluff himself, and just go to town. So C9 in a great place. Benediction forward, best Chuck, low on energy. Dragon Blood contract applied. Joseph's there. Knocks him further away. Now, is Joseph in a bad place? Old School's there. He's going to wind up with the Burst Judgment coming out. It's not connecting on Vainglory over the top. He's got the Rose Vincent. He got to kill. Old School trades it. 1 for 1. Look, oh, the attacks coming out on the best Chuck. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, Vainglory, I thought he might finish Old School. There was an opportunity for him to do so. The core collapse lands.
Oh, Gabe Vizzle! An uncharacteristic mistake, and he's immediately punished for it.
TSM clearly not out of this yet. They are down a lot of gold. They're going to need to make multiple plays like that to make it back up. But like I said, Vainglory8 has kept up in terms of damage. He's actually more damage items ahead of Old School. Old School only has 1 finished damage item, is working towards that broken myth. We'll eventually get that, but we already see the Frostburn and the extra sustain out of the Eve of Harvest working towards that clockwork. We may see probably around the 10 to 11 minute mark Vainglory8 pulling out essentially that machine gun mage, dropping spell after spell after spell, could be the key to TSM making their way back into the game. And we saw that Vainglory did decent damage to Old School. Once he got to the backline, once he wasn't being continuously CC'd, they started to make some plays, now pressuring C9 away from this gold miner as the wave was pushed up. Vainglory did a good job there, but Vainglory is low.
Oh God, he's gone! Melts it down. A solar storm came flying in from up in the lane, but a double kill for Old School. Joseph defending the turret, getting back down as an immense gold payout is collected. CLOUD9, it's like they're inside Team SOLOMID's heads.
What was that burst? Old School just I didn't realize that those auto attacks were flying. Vainglory had gotten so far away from the enemy team that he was more or less off screen when those auto attacks flew in and finished him. So C9 not letting TSM build up too much confidence. The moment that TSM looks like they're regaining momentum, they're starting to be able to maneuver throughout the jungle once again. C9 come back in, bop them on the nose, say no, and hit up one more
good
time.
night, sweet prince.
Oh man, this is getting brutal.
It's been brutal for a while. It's getting to the point where maybe the children should avert their eyes.
Yeah, this is carnage on the highest level from C9. They are able to just dive pretty much with impunity.
Oh my goodness, Joseph. He's like, I see a hero, I dive the hero. It's that simple.
Which is just, when you can do that confidently and then walk away, a lesser glaive would have died for that.
A lesser glaive indeed.
If that ability to do that, it sets your opponent not necessarily on tilt, but it cages their thinking. It makes them believe that they only have so many options available to them because they believe that you're going to be willing to make those plays. They have to consider that you're going to do something absolutely insane that nobody else would. And because of that, TSM is going to be slowed down in the pace in which they're playing this game.
And I don't know if I had a chance to say this before. If I did, I'm just repeating myself. But you said Machine Gun Mage? That should be a skin. That should definitely be a skin.
Machine Gun Celeste, she just starts firing out.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
She's just shooting Helios out of her gun.
Or just give her a bazooka, just a mortar, and she just stomps it on the ground, and then it just fires off a Heliogenesis.
There you go. Exactly. Cloud9 moving in, 11 minutes in here. They're going to take this Crystal Sentry out. Should be pretty easy for them, uncontested. Best Chuck. Now, we talked about how Old School went for the reflex early. He upgraded his boots. That put him a little bit behind Best Chuck's offensive items. But Best Chuck, I mean, he's sacrificed. He's not going to have boots active. He's not going to have a reflex block. So it's a bit of a gamble here.
Yeah, but they're hoping that they'll eventually bait C9 into a bad position. Out comes the Solar Storm, does not manage to steal that away. And although Old School does have the Broken Myth, so, alright, with Old School having the Broken Myth, it becomes Flash X's job not to take damage, which is incredibly difficult. When as a tank, you want to be positioned forward, and being kind of this utility-based captain, wanting to be able to get onto Old School now that he has the Atlas Pauldron, that's incredibly counterintuitive. But what Flash X needs to do is to get on top of Old School without Old School having built up any stacks. Because if Old School is building up stacks, it doesn't matter that Best Chuck is, is keeping up in terms of damage. The fact that he doesn't have a Broken Myth means that all of that damage will not be scaling, and Vainglory is so low.
Yeah, Vainglory is in a bad place. Solar Storm's gonna come through, just tickling C9. Flash is basically playing the distraction game. He's gonna get Afterburn back. Al Holy Nova is there from Gabe, and now he's trying to get out of here. Uses his healing flask, holding the fountain though. There's a steal, as you did say before. It's impressive stuff that they actually get out of that one. And Swords, don't tilt on this one. I'm here for you, buddy. But Vainglory, Serpent's Mask, no poison ship.
No. No. The reason I had hoped he would do that is because it lets him solo through Old School, but they just haven't been able to find team fights in that fashion. So I think he's just looking to sustain, because the enemy team isn't going to be picking up a poison chip. Wait, no. Well, I love Joseph already has a poison chip. So Vainglory definitely has a reason. He must believe that the initial burst of healing that he will get off of his Serpent's Mask is going to be what holds him through. But Best Chuck has been caught.
Best Chuck, you're in a bad place, friend. He basically, I don't know. He couldn't do anything. Cloud9, they're just tearing Team SOLOMID apart. I haven't seen destruction like this in a while. Honestly, I don't know. Like, Rogue were putting up almost a better fight than TSM are here.
Yeah, and it's... So, I love Joseph is doing crazy things. Like, he's landing those crazy afterburns just over walls, underneath tables, around the trees. Like, he's doing whatever he needs to do to land that initial CC. But on, Old School's, playing this pretty safe. He hasn't been under that much pressure, with the exception of that one team fight where he almost died, where they managed to, get the grace. But he's been able to kind of play this, I wouldn't say leisurely, but from a position of safety, and from a position of, I only need to worry about dishing out damage of whatever's in front of him. He's able to play with, he's able to stay within the what I call the recovery line. Basically, this is as far as I can do damage. I love Joseph is way beyond the recovery line. He's diving super deep. The Gabe Vizzle's been able to stay with him and keep him safe, and so Old School has basically played this game by the numbers. On the other side, though, Best Chuck has had to put himself in dangerous position to make up for what's happened throughout the early game, and I wouldn't blame Vainglory for what's happening. It's really just the pace of C9 is something TSM wasn't ready for, and even after seeing it game one, you can't say that you're prepared for your opponent to do that much aggression throughout the jungle and be that prepared to find you every time.
Joseph's, you know, it's like a shark. There's blood in the water. He becomes that hunting machine. There's a weakness, he's going to exploit it. It's kind of insane to me that Best Chuck actually picks up armor instead of a reflex, because Joseph's just been repositioning him every time. Solar Storm, he's gonna get knocked back there. Let's see if the armor keeps him alive. Nope, Best Chuck's down. Well, Flash X, you're in a bad place, my friend. Von C as well. He's like, Von C, I'm coming for you, my friend. It's gonna be a double kill. Von C, he's knocked back once again. Take it down. Oh! He got it! He stole it! Got it! He stole the Kraken! Oh! Von C! That afterburn, though, from Joseph backfiring hard. I don't know, this could be like your comment earlier about the mortgages, just an investment for C9.
Yeah, it's not going to yield that much. It's going to get one turret, so 200 gold as opposed to the 500 gold out of the Kraken. So at the end of the day, C9 come out ahead. They don't finish the game, but they end up with some additional gold. And so Best Chuck, this looks like not bad positioning from him, but just so much aggression coming out from I Love Joseph. And we see over here on the side of this team fight, I Love Joseph, yes, he gets a divine intervention, but Vonsi's not doing any damage to him because he has that poison shiv, because he's cutting through what sustain would have come through on that Serpent's Mask. It's just not resulting in anything, and the team fight is going in favor of the side of CLOUD9.
Yeah, it sure is. Look at the healing coming out here. Still holding the Fountain. Echo is on cooldown, but they take the fight anyway. Flash goes down. Fountain was 5 seconds away. It's a disaster for Team SOLOMID. They take his Fizzle down. Old school. Massive damage coming out. Best Chuck will die over the wall. Von C, one more attack. Joseph, sniff him out. Moving in there with that delicious glaive skin. Oh, can Von C get him? No, he can't. Of course he can't. It's Joseph. Joseph on a tear. 3-1-11, 12-0-5 for Old School. CLOUD9.
ESM by inches lose that fight. If Celeste lives a little bit longer, they had the damage. You could see what Von C was capable of. He got so many targets so low, but it just wasn't meant to be. And this is going to be C9 finishing this out, at least I think so. Joseph is down, but no, there is no crowd control for Old School, and he finishes off the Vein Crystal.
Wow. I'm sure Bacon was about 3,000 Kriegasms deep after watching Old School and Adagio this game. It's one of his favorite